If your engine is making a squeaking sound like this, most likely your vacuum diaphragm inside the valve cover has failed, causing a vacuum leak. Pull out your dipstick with the engine running, and if the squeaking noise goes away, you can bet your valve cover needs to be replaced. And that is exactly what I'm going to do today. By the way, if you're looking to replace just the valve cover gasket because it's been leaking oil, I would highly recommend replacing the whole cover. This diaphragm failure is a very common problem on these engines, so might as well put a new OEM dealer part. It comes with a new gasket and bolts for about $70 on Amazon. I am working on a 2015 Chevrolet Sonic with a turbocharged 1.4 liter engine. You can find these motors in Chevy Cruzes, Aveos, and some other cars like Opels and Cadillacs. The full list of cars that may have this engine will be in the description. It is always a good idea to start any repair by disconnecting the negative side of the battery. And the first thing I'm going to remove is the engine cover. With just 4 clips, it snaps right off. And now we can see our valve cover. Remove all the bolts and it comes right out. But first we need to remove this coil pack and move the wiring harness out of the way. I'm going to install my new underhood light real quick, which I recently purchased and absolutely love. And now I can begin the repair. Next, I'm going to disconnect the coil pack connector by pulling back this locking pin and then releasing the tab. I'm using a T30 Torx drive to remove the 2 bolts. I like to loosen both of them first and then remove them completely. The whole assembly comes right out. The rubber boot in cylinder 1 stayed in the engine. Simple fix, pull it out and install it back on the coil pack. As you can see, the area underneath the coil pack collected a lot of dust and dirt that I do not want to fall into the engine, so I'm going to clean that off next. I'm using compressed air, otherwise I would use brake cleaner spray with some rags. Next, I'm going to move the wiring harness out of the way. There is a clip right here that snaps off. And there is a plastic bracket right here that has 2 release tabs. Push those tabs away from the engine and the bracket comes right off. Now I have access to all of the valve cover bolts. Remove the dipstick and start loosening the bolts. Technically, they need an inverted or external Torx socket size E10, but a regular 8mm socket works for this application just fine. It is best to loosen the bolts in reverse order of the tightening sequence, which I will provide later in the video. Once all of the bolts are loose, remove them completely. At this point, sequence doesn't matter. With all the bolts removed, wiggle the old valve cover out. Some parts of the harness may have to be moved out of the way. And there is a view of it for your reference. Next, I'm going to wipe off all the leftover dirt and oil from where the valve cover was sitting. Using a scraper, remove the old silicone, pushing it away from the engine to make sure nothing falls inside. Then scrape the remainder of sludge and silicone off with a metal brush. And prepare the surface for the new valve cover with a rag sprayed with brake cleaner. Right here where the timing cover meets the block, you can see a gasket. This area is prone to leaking, so I will put a dab of new silicone in this area. You can find a small tube of silicone at any local parts store or even included with some gaskets, but I am using this stuff. It works great for all my gasket sealing repairs, including differential covers and transmission pans. By the way, all the products you see in this video I'll provide links to in the description. Putting a nice little bead across the whole wall. Don't make it too thick. Most of the sealing is performed by the valve cover gasket itself. This is just an extra precaution. Silicone dries up fairly quickly, so don't leave it like this for too long. And now I'm ready to install the new valve cover. One final check to make sure everything is in place and the gasket is seated properly around the whole cover. With some wiggling and moving the harness out of the way, the cover falls into place. I'm going to start all the bolts by hand just to make sure they're all aligned. Now I can put my dipstick back in and install the oil filler cap back on. The cap is dirty, so I'm going to clean it off, especially around the O-ring. Keep it lubricated with some Silk Glide if it's dry. Take the filler neck off the old valve cover. It is held by this bracket. Pry the two tabs away as you're pulling up on the bracket. Take note of how it is positioned and where the notch is on the neck. Twist the neck counterclockwise and wiggle it out of the valve cover. Wipe it off, especially the O-ring, and install it in the new cover. There goes the neck with the notch. And the little bracket. And the filler cap. Now I'm going to tighten up all the bolts in tightening sequence until they stop. Then torque them all to 71 inch-pound in the same sequence. Call me old school, but taking my time and going over everything a second time makes me feel good. Because this way I can ensure all the pressure around the gasket is distributed evenly. Next, place all the wiring back in place. Snap everything in. Install the coil pack. Plug in the connector. This engine cover snaps in right there. Now I can connect the battery negative cable and give it one final look over. Start up the engine and the noise is gone. The problem is fixed for less than $100. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section, read the description for all the tools and parts necessary for this job, and check my pinned comment for any news and updates on this repair. Thank you for watching, good luck and take care.